My name is Thomas LEDFORD, aka Taxman88. I'll be talking about today in this video how to become a virtual tax business. That's one of the popular topics going on right now. Virtual businesses, people are adapting to the COVID-19 situation where they're working from home. So when it comes to a virtual tax preparation service, which is nothing new to me, I've been working virtual for years before the concept became popular because we had clients all over the states in the first place. So working virtual is nothing new. And you're going to hear a whole lot of information on how to work virtual. You got to choose what's best for you based on your situation when it comes to getting started. But you definitely want to maximize your potential profits when it comes to working virtual by being able to work with any type of client you have, regardless if it's people that's going to live in your own state that you don't want to physically sit with. You definitely want to still be able to service them as well as people going to stay out of state. You want to be able to service them as well. So you're going to have people talk about software, web-based versus desktop. Desktop software is a physical software that's going to sit on your desktop computer or your laptop. So if you want to work virtual, you got two options. You can use a desktop software like I do and a laptop and still be virtual because the virtuality and the flexibility comes from having a laptop that you can carry with you. So that's what makes it virtual, because you can carry it anywhere you want to go and still prepare to return because that software is on the laptop that you're carrying with you. Now, if you got a desktop computer at home, then the only virtual business you can do is strictly going to be stationary, meaning you can still service clients that don't stay in your state and service clients who do stay in your state or your proximity. But the problem is you have to define how you want to do that. You're going to have some people who still want to come sit and have their taxes done. And if you don't want them to come to you, you got to be willing to go to them. And so that's the choices you got to make when it comes to a virtual business in 2021. And with me, I do both. I have let people come to me, and I also go to people with my laptop that I can work anywhere from with my desktop version software. You know, I use web-based software as well. I had the luxury of having both, but it's not mandatory, and I can still work virtual because my laptop is the key to me working virtual because I take my laptop with me. So no matter where I go in the world, as long as I can get a nice internet connection, I can service my clients because my software is on my laptop for the desktop version, and I have access to a web-based software if I want to. And so that's the flexibility I have when it comes to working virtual. They have apps now that's connected to your software that allows you to have more flexibility when it comes to collecting data from your clients, when it comes to getting the paperwork you need from the clients. That's going to be important, especially when we talk about not being face-to-face with a client who's going to give you the information, you're going to take copies of it. That option is out when it comes to the virtual concept, so you got to have a way to receive and send data to one another. And so it's a couple of ways you can do that. You can use a portal, which allows you to send them access to information where they can fill out a client data sheet and collect all the necessary information you need from them, as well as allow them to upload the necessary documents you're going to need from them as well. And so that's one way of doing it. Then, like I said, you're going to have certain tax preparation software that might offer apps that go with it that's going to allow you to collect data as well, where they can send that data through the app that you can receive in the same way the portal would. So the app and the portal basically works the same function. It just named differently. So that's another concept on working virtual. When it comes to virtual/remote, you definitely want to have all this put in place up front. You want to decide for yourself how you want to work virtually. Are you going to be strictly a stationary virtual business where you don't even want to be bothered with people come to your house and you're not planning on going to them? Then you leave the money on the table, because the people that you're not willing to go visit to do their taxes, then they'll have to find someone else, which won't be a problem because there's so many people out here doing what we do that they won't miss you no way. So if you're not willing to go visit a client and make that money, then I ain't mad at you. You know, that's the options you take for yourself. Those the consequences that you're going to fall into when it comes to your business. And just know you're not going to make the type of money you're looking to make because you just already closed the door on a potential income stream of going to visit people. And so definitely consider that as an option, is to go visit people. If you don't want them to come to you whatsoever, definitely be willing to go visit them, get the job done, collect the data you need to collect, and finish out that process of getting the tax return done. The good thing about visiting them is they get the results right then and there. You get to finish up with everything you need to finish up with. You need to make sure you got all the different paperwork you need with you. So the same concept of having a brick and mortar business, if someone came to your brick and mortar business or someone came to your home, the same paperwork you would need to service them is the same paperwork you want to have inside your laptop bag or carrying case or whatever you choose to put your information in when it comes to go visiting clients. So you want to have a client data sheet, which is a basic form we use to collect the information from a client, personal information, address, social security numbers, kids' names, the different types of income, expenses, and deductions they may qualify for. So it's a series of questions on a client data sheet. Some can be confidential, some can be simple. It's up to you as the business owner on how you want to create your data sheet. When it comes to interview questions, you want to make sure you ask the clients certain interview questions based on their individual situation and based on their age. It's going to dictate what type of questions you're going to ask. So, for example, if you had a client that was 19 with 2 kids, some questions you're going to ask her is going to be different than a client that's 25 with 2 kids. You know what I'm saying? And the first 2 questions for a person 19 with 2 kids is going to be, number 1, are your parents still alive? And number 2, if they are, why come their parents are not claiming you on their tax return? Because based on your age, they qualify to claim you as a dependent on their return. So you want to find out what's the story behind that. So whatever they say, you want to write that down. You want to have notes. That's going to be the key to interviewing people, is having notes on everything you ask the client and having their response written out, and then having them sign off on that to validate the fact that they did ask these questions and they did sign off on it by recognizing that. So those are very important when it comes to being in this industry. Is documentation, documentation, documentation. Documentation will save your life and your business, because that's the only way you can prove that you answered and asked these questions is to have documentation inside the file folder. And so through learning experience, I can tell you that with me being audited before and people coming in asking me all these different questions that I was able to answer, the only problem was I didn't have no proof that I asked these answers and questions because I didn't have documentation inside my file folder. So they let me know as a part of that auditing process is that you want to have documentation going forward inside your business so you can validate that the fact you do know your stuff, you prove to me you know your stuff, but you have no paperwork to show me that you know your stuff when it came to the clients and answering these different questions that we just asked you. So remember that going forward. So when it comes to my mentorship and coaching program, I teach people who want to start their own tax return business how to get started. And I help them do my 18-month membership course to make it happen for them by building a successful foundation for themselves. And we figure out 18 months, if you do all the things I suggest you do inside your business, that you should have a foundation built for success. And when it comes to tax preparer versus tax business owner, those are 2 different concepts. So when you hear people talk about a tax preparer is not necessarily a person who owns a tax business. And so let's get that straight. Tax preparer is just a title. A tax business owner is a whole nother title, and that's a whole nother different situation. So don't confuse the 2. When you hear people talk about a virtual tax preparer, a virtual tax preparer simply to me in my mind is just somebody who's an employee working for a tax firm working virtually. They don't mean that they're the business owner. You know what I'm saying? So that's the distinction between tax preparer versus a tax business owner. A tax preparer is not the person who will necessarily own the business. They just might work for the business. And so when you hear that term used so loosely with people, especially on YouTube or on social media platforms, you need to understand the difference. Tax preparer is a person who prepares taxes, who might be a business owner and may not. And so when you hear that term, you want to make sure you know the difference and the distinction between the 2. Like me, I'm a tax preparer who happen to own a tax business. And that wasn't always the case. I started out as a tax preparer, worked for a tax firm. And so you want to know the difference between the 2. And because you're going to hear some people going to use that word tax preparer so loosely, it's going to give you a false sense of what that means and what that stands for as it relates to having a tax preparation business. So just want to give you some clarity on that, because I hear that term a lot with certain individuals which doesn't equal a tax business. So the difference between a tax business and a tax preparer is the EFIN number. It's the EFIN number we must have in order to be considered a tax business. And that's an application we have to put in with the IRS. We have to do fingerprints for a background check to make sure we're suitable and qualified to even do business with the IRS. And so that's the distinction between a tax business owner versus a tax preparer. So if you don't know the difference, now you know that a tax preparer doesn't necessarily mean he's the business owner. He might just be a person working for me as a tax preparer. So when it comes to the information that you're going to hear, when it comes to this industry and this business, and you're doing your research and your due diligence on trying to find someone to work with, you want to work with someone who going to clearly be able to walk you through what that means and what that takes to make it happen for yourself. Because I can help you become a tax preparer, but that don't mean you're going to be the business owner. So that's the distinction. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, hit the bell for notification. So every time I go live, upload a video, you get notified. And please join my awesome email list, because number one, you be kept updated on what's happening in the industry as it relates to what's going on that may affect you and your clientele and your family members. And also, being a part of my email list is the cheapest and free way to receive 20% off all my products and services that I create that's designed to help new business owners get started in this industry of tax preparation and taxation. So if you want to learn more about how to start your own virtual tax business as a business owner and not a tax preparer, my contact information is in all my videos. It's there for a reason. That means you can call me anytime. It gives you permission to reach out to me through phone, email. The choice is yours. But let's talk, let's connect. Let's see if we'll be a good fit for working with one another in 2021, because it's right around the corner. And if you need training and support for your business during tax season and you're new to this industry, then definitely reach out to me so we can see if we can put myself on your team that's going to help you grow your business and take it to a whole nother level. Because you can do what I did over 19 years ago and that's figured out on your own. And I can say good luck to you and let me know 2 or 3 years from now how that's working out for you. Or you can do the smart thing and connect with someone who's already where you want to be, if not further, and helping you start and grow and build and expand your own tax preparation business for yourself. Because I've been there and done it for me, so I can definitely been there and done it for you. And that's the smartest way to go. We're in a time now in this industry and in business in general that the internet has helped level the playing field for so many regular folks like us, where we can come to a platform called social media where people are already hanging out, and we can build a business so fast and quick and cheap than you can ever build it through local strategies. Business cards I still do, but when it comes to promoting and marketing myself, the internet is the most faster, quicker, cheapest route you can ever go, because number one, you don't have the money needed to even reach the same volumes of people doing a local campaign. You just don't have the money. And number two, if you got lucky and had the money, you'll be a fool even spend it on a local strategy, because number two, nobody knows who you are. And that's the biggest problem we face as owners and entrepreneurs, is that we knew no one knows us. We don't have a relationship with enough people that's going to even make a difference, who going to even reach out and do business with us. But we get a chance to build a business more effectively and much cheaper by using social media platforms like Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, et cetera, et cetera. You get the point. That's where a lot of people go, because you want to go where people are already hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Why would I go down a dead end street trying to sell what I'm selling when there's no one there to talk to? So you want to definitely leverage the internet, social media platforms, get you some knowledge under your belt on basic marketing and advertising skills that's going to allow you to go out here and get your own clientele. Because every business suffers from the same problem. I don't care what you're selling. You can be in the retail space, you can be in the service business space. It doesn't make a difference. We all need clients/customers in order to make money. So if you don't know how to do that for yourself, then more likely you're probably not making too much noise. So you want to learn that skill set to go with the skills you may already have for the business that you already plan on doing, which for me is tax preparation. You know, I started out with tax preparation skills, but I didn't have a clue on how to go out there and get no clients, which really wasn't a problem no way, because I stayed in the big city called Chicago, the Midwest, where I was following with people anyway. So it wasn't really no issue when it came to making money in what I do. that was never my problem, making the money. But as I want to take my business to a whole other level, I had to learn some knowledge and skills that was going to allow me to do that. And that was the key to me coming online and leveraging the internet, because I made a whole lot of money in my local area, in my local strategy, but I didn't have any money or presence made from the internet strategy. And so that's the difference between what I'm doing now and what I used to do. Is now I'm able to generate income from people who stay in different parts of the world, because now I'm positioned to do so. And that's the biggest difference, is that I got clients all over North Carolina, Kuwait, Atlanta, Texas, all over. And that's what happens when you position yourself on the internet. You're going to get clients from all over. And so if you don't have clients all over, that means you haven't probably even implemented a strategy yet to allow that to happen for yourself, which is cool. You still got time to make it happen. So when it comes to the virtual tax preparation business, there's a whole lot of information, a whole lot of opinion on how to make that happen for yourself. You just have to get out here and do your due diligence and do your research, and you pick one person that makes sense to you, that you can connect with, that you can identify with, who you feel might be a good fit for you to work with, can help you to get where you want to go aside with you starting your own business. So you might already have a business set up. You might have your tax preparation business set up, you're new, and you need that support. You need a seasoned veteran on the team like myself who can help you with any questions or concerns or issues that you're going to face by being a business owner. You want to have someone you can go to. You don't want to have to join free Facebook groups and ask all these mundane questions, and then you still got to make a decision on what to do after they gave you the answer. You still got to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? So it makes no sense to try to play yourself by joining Facebook groups to ask all the different questions and concerns you're going to have inside your business, because that's time consuming. There's too much information you're going to be hit with. And like I said, again, you still got to make a decision on the information they're going to give you after it's all said and done. So that's a waste of time if you're going to use a Facebook group as a way to give you the training and support you need inside your business. You got to invest in you by investing in someone else who already has a program designed to help you to get the results you're trying to get inside your business. And fortunate for you, I'm that guy who already got a program up and running to go to help you to grow and expand your tax preparation business and help you to get to a whole nother place inside your business that you want to go, that it's going to take you probably 3 to 5 to 10 years to even get on your own steam, on your own understanding. You don't want to count on that. You know what I'm saying? That's not the smart marketing strategy to count on your own understanding. Unless you just happen to be a genius already and you rich already and I just don't know it, you don't want to count on that strategy. You know what I'm saying? So when it's all said and done, I rambled on enough. I said enough. I'll see you in my next video.